So if you just stretch up, shake the hands behind the head, forwards, and push your arms backwards. Good, swing your arms backwards. Good. And forwards. And we'll do neck exercise up and down. So go Hana, do, set, net, yasana, yasana. Your left and right, Hana, do, set, net, yasana, yasana. Yo, so right arm up, stretch to your left, Hana, do, set, net, yasana, yasana. Yo, change, Hana, do, set, net, yasana, yasana. Yo. So from here, if we just stretching forwards, crossing the arms, Hana, do, set, net, that's it. Yo, and then again, just gently push hips forwards, Hana, do, set, net, that's it. Yes. Yo, and going down to the right leg, stretching down, Hana, do, set, net, that's it. Yes. Yo, to the right leg, left leg, Hana. Yes. Yo. And we can stretch out to the right hand side, and the side is different. So Hana, do, set, net, das, yes. Yo, on the ball of the foot, Hana, do, set, net, das, yes. Yo. So I've got an interesting thing for you guys on that stretch. So I've something I've just recently discovered. Do you want to pin down the legs, if that's okay? If you kind of push your leg backwards, okay, what you'll find is you get a much deeper stretch in the hamstring, but also on the hip flexors, you get a much deeper stretch. So it's almost like you're pushing back, trying to force that back leg this way. So let's give that one a go again. So we've got Hana, do, set, net, das, yas. Yo, I don't know if you can feel it right there. You change sides. So again, we just go side edge of the foot. So Hana, do, set, net, das, yas. Yo, and then the ball of the foot. Just get push that back, Hana, do, set, net, das, yas. Yo. Okay, you can swing up a little. So I'm going to do side steps down. So Hana, do, set, net, das, yas. You're going to change on the side edge of the foot, Hana, do, set, net, das, yas. You're on the heel, Hana, do, set, net, das, yas. You're going to change, Hana, do, set, net, das, yas. You're and jump. Excellent. So what I've been doing over the last sort of few days is using the sort of time in lockdown to research stretching and strengthening some muscle groups for martial arts. So I've come up with some really interesting finds, which I'll start to introduce now into the warm-ups. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, if I just go to the side, as you go forwards, we're going to go forwards for 4, and then we're just going to tense our hamstring muscles or tense our quads. Okay, just hold that for 3, and then go a little bit further forward. Okay, and tense our hamstring muscles, and again hold it for 3. And you'll find that actually you're going to get a little bit lower each time, hopefully, and kind of go into a new range of stretch. So what we'll do is we'll reach forward to start with. Okay, just your furthest stretch. Okay, keeping your back nice and straight. And then we're going to tense our muscles. So Hana, do, set, net, and then relax. And then just go a little bit further if you can. And again, when you get to that position there, tense. Hana, do, set, net. And then again, go a little bit further. And then tense. Hana, do, set, net. You can go one more time, a little bit further. Tense, Hana, do, set, net. And hopefully that makes a little bit of difference to your front stretching. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll bring that right leg inside. Okay, and again, we'll do the same thing as we go forwards. We'll go as far as we can to start with. It's not like compulsory to get your chin on your knee straight away. That kind of comes with time. So when people go for the chin on the knee, they tend to arch their back and try and get their head forward. And actually, it's having a flat back. So we're just going to lean forward to where it's comfortable. We're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to tense those hamstrings a little bit, relax, and then go forward. So stretching forward for 4, and then tense, hana, 2, set, net, daso, and then pull yourself a little bit further forwards, and then tense your hamstrings, hana, 2, set, net, daso, relax, and one more time, forwards, tense, hana, 2, set, net. Okay, it's called PNF stretching, so just a way to change legs. To kind of fool the central nervous system into thinking it's okay to stretch a little bit more. All right. So again, we're going to stretch forward just to a stretch that's comfortable. Okay. And from here, we're going to tense the hamstring. Hana, 2, set, net, daso. And go a little bit further forwards. And again, tense. Hana, 2, set, net, daso. And a little bit further forwards. Hana, 2, set, net, daso. Okay, if we swap back to the original stretch, okay, again from here we're just going to reach out, stretch out, we'll do 10 reps. So we get hana, 2, set, net, daso, yaso, yu, yo, and change legs. And this time, again stretch out, so hana, 2, set, net, daso, yaso, yu, yo. And if we just put both legs inside, okay, so in this position. So what we're going to work on is just putting our hands behind our back, and we're just going to press our knees towards the floor. Okay, so let's stretch that. Hana, 2, set, net, relax. Okay, press down again. Hana, 2, set, net, daso, relax. One more time. Hana, 2, set, net, daso. And then this time we grab our ankles. We're going to press down with our elbows. So here, hana, 2, set, net, daso, relax. Press down again. Hana, 2, set, net, daso. Okay. So one stretch, the one where we do our hands behind our back, is for the muscles that are around here. And this one here is for the muscles on the inside of your leg. So your adductors and your abductors. So if we get our legs apart, again, just go as wide as comfortable for you. And we're going to apply the same stretch we did before. By going forwards and holding, just tensing our legs for a few seconds and then going further forward again. So when you go forward in the first stretch, your brain automatically tells your muscles to stop because it's in fear of them ripping. So what we've got to do is just go forward so we don't panic the muscles, the nervous system. Then we relax a little bit, we tense it a bit, just it tells the brain it's okay. You should be able to go a little bit further forward. If you just lean forward straight away, it panics the nervous system, and that's when you stop stretching. Okay, so we're just going to lean forwards from the hips. Okay, and just to where it's comfortable. I just want you to press your knees towards the floor and tense your thighs. Hana, 2, set, net, daso, and then relax. And then this time just go a little bit further forward if you can. Okay, get into a new range of stretch. Just press your knees down, tense. Hana, 2, set, net, daso, and relax again. A little bit further forward so you can go a bit further. And again, hana, 2, set, net, daso. And up, stretch into your left leg. Forwards, hana, 2, set, net, daso, yaso, yo, to your right leg. Hana, 2, set, net, daso, yaso, yo, and bring our legs together. And shake our legs loose. And we'll go into the plow stretch. We'll try and do that plow stretch. So again, if you've got a bad back, don't try this one. Just bring the knees to the chest. The legs over your head. Stretch. Set. Net. That's it. Forwards. Last time we do legs apart. And we just stretch out to the side. Again. We'll do rotate from one side to the other. Okay, so we're just going to go forwards to where it's comfortable. Turn to your left, hana, 2, set, net to the center, daso, You look to the right, hand, you set, neck to the center, yes, yes. Your legs together, and shake your legs loose. Arms fronts, and we're just gonna push our hips forwards and stretch up. 1, 2, set, neck, yes, yes. You're on the ball feet, push down with the heels, push back with the arms, hand, 2, set, neck, yes, yes. And up. Yeah. We'll take the hips to the left, hand, 2, set, neck change, that's good. Yo. Okay, so let's go back over the drill we did last week, which is the punch and the defensive movements we were doing from the Kwan Kung series. So we're going to Kimajutsu Palpaki. Okay, first count, we're going to punch. Second count, we're going to turn and we're just going to defend to the left-hand side. Okay. Again. So from here, we're going to do Sandan Maki. Okay. Sandan Kong. Okay, Sandan Maki. Sandan Kong. Put our left foot back. So up Polarigi, front stretch kick. So lifting and then stretching back down by the count. 2, set. Net. Das. Yes. Yo. Yo. Hop. Yo. Chase. Yo. Same again. Up for it. 2. Set. Net. Das. Yes. Yo. Yo. Hop. Yo. Sure. Okay, so we're going to cover some basics from the Yuk Ro forms. So the first Yuk Ro form, the second Yuk Ro form, and the third Yuk Ro form. I thought we'd kind of cover the positions just off some of the kicks that we do in the form. So we're going to start with our right foot block punch. So we're going to work on up chinagi, step forwards, and then we're going to throw this hook punch that we do in the second Yuk Ro form. So it's like a reverse punch, okay, and then it extends and then it pops in 90 degrees. So it extends fully and then just comes in this way. So fully and this way. I got told off by Grandmaster when I last did this form in front of him for flicking it like this. He said, no, it's straight and back. Okay, so I've always been taught this now from day one. So what we'll do to start with, we'll do up chinagi here, and step, and then and we'll pull it around. Okay, so right foot back, so up chinagi, and then again we're going to do that hook punch. It'll be quite a 1-2 motion, and then step back. Good. 2, and back. Good. Set. Good. Yeah. Again, it comes around the belly level. So it's basically a punch to the liver or a punch to the kidney. Okay, so in this way, this motion here. Okay, so you can almost use it as a backhand to behind here or here. Okay. Does. Yes. change, so again, same thing, up chinagi, and you throw that up. Step back. Kind of in line, I suppose, not in line with your sternum, but not in line with your belly button, kind of halfway in between. Yeah. Okay. 2. Sorry. Good. Set. Shoot. Shoot. Yeah. Does. Shoot. Yes. Shoot. Shoot. A little bit of a kick. Sorry, this kick, extend, and then one with a punch. Does. Shoot. Shoot. Sit. Whoa. Yes. Shoot. Shoot. And then body. Okay, so that's the first one. Second move, we're going to work off the stomp kick. So we do it in the first Yuk Ro form. I think it's called Hadan Chagi, is just the stomp kick. So when we do the stomp kick, we're going to bring our foot to the side with our foot turned out. And we're literally just going to stomp down towards the knee. As you're stomping down, we're kind of leaning back slightly. At the same time, pushing the opposite arm forwards. So we'll do this movement, this motion here. Okay, Hadan Chagi. So let's just work on the stomp kick first, and where we're striking, is different places. If I just turn you around this way. The first obvious area is the top of the thigh here. Okay, that's a primary target that we go for. But also, if we're at an angle, we can go the inside of the thigh, or we can go the inside of the thigh here. So it works quite well for the front, the side, and angle the side here as well. Okay. We're going to start with our right foot back. So as we lift our leg up, we kind of, in this position, bring our arm up, and then we swap. We have this little motion here. Let's work on the lifting of the leg first. Good, and then strike, and back. 2, and then strike, and back. Lovely. Set, strike, and back. Try as one motion. Hadan Chagi. 2, and back. Set. So this time, after you've done your stomp kick, just square your leg up and then step back. Okay, so I'll just demonstrate. 1, and square up. As you square up, you bring your hip back in this way. All right, so it's a stomp kick, and then we're going to square our leg up. Okay, so again, right foot back. Shoot, and back. Good, and then step back. 2, shoot, and back. Step back. Set, shoot, and back. And step back. 1, yeah, shoot, and back. Step back. Good, change your stance. Go. So let's work on the basic kick first. Okay, Hadan Chagi with the left leg. Shoot. And then step back. So we'll go 1, square, foot back down. 2, shoot, back up, step back. Set. Back up. Yeah. Back up. 1, does. Lovely. So, hand position. So if I get you to borrow, we're going to do the movement of Hadan Chagi, up, back, and then we're going to do this motion here. Okay? We're going to have our right hand on top and our left hand below. So it's 1, 2. Hadan Chagi. We're going to make a little contracting motion here. So this way, and then bring our hips in and our arms in. Right? So we start with our right foot back. Hadan, 1, 2. And we contract. Knees facing forwards. Let's step back. 2, 1, 2. Left, right hand on top. Step back. Set, and back up. Lovely. So, one more time. Yeah. 1, So if you've done a Yuk Ro form, you know that we end up doing the Jan Cat Kwan Kong. Where we want to throw the main part of the force from is from the rear arm. It's going to fly backwards, and that's going to propel this arm forwards. So you have this motion here. Because the hip is contracted, okay, we're going to push forwards and then strike Jan Cat Kwan Kong. So from the side view, Hadan Chagi, contract the hip, and then push and step out. Okay, Jan Cat Kwan Kong. So we'll give this one a little go. So, right from back. Okay. Ha! Shoot, 1, 2, and then shoot, step, Jan Cat Kwan. Check that the arms are level. Right, so this. And then step back. Good. So this comes from the first Yuk Ro form. Okay. 2, shoot, up, contract, and push. Lovely. And then step back. So a little tip for the hips. When you are here, okay, it is push the rear hip as well. This little rocking motion, which allows that push out of the hips. Okay, this is kind of what we're working on, this forward and backwards motion as we do the move. Okay, so again, I've got a right foot back. Shoot in, contract, shoot, and then push out. Lovely. And then step back. Super. Okay. So what I found is by practicing just these 1 or 2 moves from the form, you can really figure out where your hips are, what your hips should be doing, and where they should be going. So I found this type of training for me really useful in learning how the technique works, figuring it out really. Okay. Let's do a couple more. Okay. Shoot, 1 in, shoot, and then out. Good. And then back. 1 last time. Just shoot in, contract, shoot, and step out. Nice. And then change your start. Let's work on in and out. Okay, from here. So it's going to be the right arm on top and the left arm below. So think of the same arm and the same leg are doing this contracting motion, like that. And this arm's just coming along for the ride, just on the top here. Okay. And again. Shoot, in, up. Step back. Good. So again, you're going to have much better Jan Cat Kwan if you pull those hips in. Okay. And again, it also helps when you pull your hip in to straighten your body up as well. It's very nice upright posture. All right. Let's do all the way through. Let's do the Jan Cat Kwan, and we'll chuck out that movement as well. With the left foot back. Shoot in. Shoot and step. Lovely. And then reset your stance. Good. 2, in, shoot, this way. Good. And step back. Set, in, pull, shoot, this way. Okay, apologies to make you guys, I gave you the wrong information. Here, it's the rear arm below and the front arm on top. So it should be this arm here, this leg here, this one below. Okay, so just ignore what I said before. Okay, and again. Just in, shoot, and step out. Good, and then reset. Just in, shoot, in, step out. 1 more time. Shoot, in, shoot, and out. Good. Wow. Excellent. Okay, so last move is from Yuk Ro Sandan. Okay, which is, we covered this last class, which was 2 reverse high blocks. So we'll start with the kick. We'll come in with Doryo Chagi, square up, and then we'll step. We'll just say Hadamaki. Okay, so we'll do the round kick into the high step. The reason I like this technique is you can actually cross from here and step and get that twisting motion. Because I always teach on a roundhouse kick to always come back and put your foot down first. So it works perfectly into a back stance. So what we'll do is we'll do the kick, pull it back, we'll cross our arms, we'll rotate, reach for the floor, and we'll rotate into that high block defense. Okay? So right foot back. Doryo Chagi, cross, shoot, and Sandan Maki. Now we talked last time about this motion here, this cat stance. Cat stance is you're moving away. So when we're here, as you come underneath, you're kind of moving away from the target. Okay? So from this position here, let's throw the left arm underneath. Google just say, perfect. Okay. From here, step forward and punch. With the left, with the right arm. Good. And then step back. Okay, and that's kind of our routine. I've added the punch on for the extra bit at the end. All right, but this, the primary movement is this and this reverse movement here. Okay. And again, Dori Uchaki. 2. Kick. Cross. 1. 2. 3. Lovely. And then step back. Good. And again. Set. Hit. Reach for the floor. 1. 2. 3. Step back. Good. Yes. 1. 1. 2. 3. Good. Step back. So hips wise, the power all comes from that lead hip. So when you've done this movement and you pull this hip back, we're coiling this hip to allow us to drive that force forward on the step. So really the push is from the cat stance, pushes from the rear leg, pushing the lead hip forward. So this to this, pushing forward, just for that bit of a punch. Okay? And again. Yes. 1, 2, and then drive. Good. Okay, last one. Okay. Kick, reach, reverse, push. And then stepping back with the left foot. Okay, hopefully working the waist, working the hips is kind of, it's more energy efficient than always using the arms. So again, all the way through. So kick, 1, 2, hit, drive forwards. The left arm. Step back. Excellent. Okay. So again, doing the roundhouse kick and pulling back forces you to kick it in. And you kind of, from the side, you kind of reach for the floor. You're reaching with your toes, and then that's when you drive it in. So don't reach too far forwards. It's just where you are here is perfect. You just need to drop the knee and then just bring it in this way. Okay, that's why round kick works so well, because your foot's already in the right position. So again, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, lovely. Step back. Yes. 1, 2, 3. So again, what I quite like to do as well for me is I like to extend the arm to follow the line of the punch really. So when you get to 1, 2, okay, just extend the arm. And that'll give you the line of the punch that you need. Okay, and again you get more of a solid punch than trying to go straight from where you are because this arm's too high. Okay, and again. Yep. Kick. 1, 2, 3. Good. One more. Yep. Yep. 1. Pull back. 2. Wow. Looks good. Excellent, guys. Okay, so Soo Bahk Low Kicho is what we're going to do next. Going in with sort of powwow, which is it's a Yuk Ro form, and we're going to do the powwow, the second powwow Kicho, okay, which is the movement where we do the low sweep. Okay, so our first movement, we're going to be stepping forwards, opening with this motion here, one high, one low, and then cupping in, pushing forwards with the opposite hand. So the hand by the hip, back leg is low, hand by the lead hip is high. You just push forwards. Let me pushing forward. You're going to bring that movement in here. We'll create this little circular shape with our body. Okay. Generally, we've got a hold of somebody. That's why you've got this weird position. Okay. So you might have a hold of their arm, you might have a hold of their head, okay, but it's quite a big, there's someone in the middle of here, generally speaking. Okay, so we go chump, chumpi. So we'll step forward, always left foot. Step forward, we'll get the high-low position. So we'll do a horse stance, we'll come in high and low. One. So we're going to push this hip in, push this hip forwards, at the same time come in and do this movement here. Okay, 2. Good, so we're going to rock back onto the heel. This arm comes over the top, strike, grabbing on, low sweep, 2. Good, and then step back. Okay, so we'll step forward for this one, so we'll go forward with the right leg. Okay, so we'll step, in, breathe in, good, breathe out, right to the centre of the body. Okay, so if you want to focus on the legs, sir. Okay, so Master Bob's going to go to the legs. We're going to sit back, we're going to put our weight on our rear leg. Good, you go up to the top, as you can go back up, so, okay. As you drive your weight forwards, you push off the rear leg. You're going to do a palm strike. 2. And from this position, go back to the leg, sir. Okay. Reaching forwards, low sweep. 2. Low sweep. Good. And then bottom. Excellent. So quite a lot going on in this particular technique. So what we'll do is we'll cover little bits as we go. So again, from chumbi position, we'll step forward with the left leg. We'll go open. We'll go close. And we'll work on that technique. In. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Walk back, breathe in, forwards, breathe out. Okay. So you've got to keep your weight on that front leg and you kind of lean to the side to allow that sweep to come round. Okay. 2, 3, and then reset your stance. So we'll have this leg back. Okay. Stepping forward with the left leg, in. And then in this way. Good, so we have a cupping motion here. Back, in, down, strike. Good. That's it. Pulling in with that motion there. Lovely. And right. So let's do the other side. Let's do the right side. So we'll step this way. Okay. From the chumbi position. In, out, go back. This is forwards. This is this side. Within, out. Strike, pull, shoot, and strike. So low sweep, and then back to bar again. We'll step forward with this leg again. Okay. And again, in, out, in, out, in, shoot, strike. Low sweep. Excellent. So what we'll do is we don't have a lot of space. Well, I don't have a lot of space, so we'll do one side. And we'll do the other side. We'll keep barring in between. Okay. This is power in one. Second power forward. We'll start left foot forwards. So for the chumbi position. Tap. Okay. Right foot steps forward. Okay, so let's talk about hips now, and how these hips work. So the idea is whenever you go forwards, generally speaking, your rear hip is the one that moves and your lead hip sucks in. So you have this motion here, right? Because if the force is coming from the rear, that hip comes in, but this hip needs to support as well. So it comes back as quickly as this hip goes forwards. So when we do this technique here, as we drive forward with that rear hip, I want to suck your front hip in into your body. So you might be able to sit back from this side. So kind of in this way. So in. If you suck it in, you should feel the weight through your heel. Okay? So that's when you know you've got it right. So if you feel it through your heel, you've got it spot on. Right? So what we'll do is we'll start with the right foot forward. We'll create this embrace the move motion. And we'll just work on feeling the weight at the end of it through the heel. Okay? First, in. Good. And then 2. Good. So if you feel it through your heel, you know you've got it right. Okay? Back, in, shoot, forwards. and then shoot, strike. Lovely. And then step back. Good. Okay. There's little things like that that I don't always pick up when I first teach this sort of thing. Okay, again, we'll go with the left leg now. Stepping in. Hip locked in. Back. Shoot. 1. Shoot. 2. In. And then step back. Excellent. Okay, we'll do one more each side. Go to center. Think about it. Okay? That's good to me. Should be. Right foot. Two. Shoot. Back. Left foot steps forward. Two. Shoot. Shoot. Strike. Excellent. Shoot. Good. Okay, so let's work on 3 steps behind. We're going to do Junjul. Okay, so again, it's part of Yuk Ro Hyung. The admire move one where we step. We do this motion here, this motion, and the punch in the uppercut. So what we'll start with is from the Chumbi position. Remember on 3 step, we are just literally swinging our hip back. All right? We're pivoting. If you go to the leg surface, okay? So from the Chumbi position, you're basically pivoting on your toe and just letting that motion. So if you go back up a bit higher. So nothing really happens with the front side of your body. It's the rear side here that just whips back. Okay? This way. So from the side view, this way. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to step back. We're just going to bring our arm across our body. This way. Right? So arm across the body. So like you're reaching for a sword or something. Not that it's connected here. There's a little bit of a space here. Right? So from the Chumbi position, okay, we're just going to step, just naturally tuck that arm in. Okay? And then as you step back, we're going to push the bum cheek out and create this motion here. Okay? So work it. In. Good. 2. Set. Yeah. If that comes in, what we're going to do from there is we're going to slightly turn our hips to the left-hand side, okay? And we're just going to move back this way. Oh, sorry, I'm doing it with the wrong leg, aren't I? My apologies, I'm doing it with the wrong leg because I'm doing mirror image. We should be going this way with the left leg. Okay, start again. Sorry, guys. Okay, from the Chumbi position. Let's step back and pull it in. In. Good. 2. In. Lovely. 10. In. Okay, now we'll turn the shoulders. So we're going to slightly turn from here. The left arm's going to come on top. Right arm is just going to live by the hip here. And then we're just going to step back and we're going to do the Junjul of Maya move. So as the hip comes back, you kind of circle it up like a bit of a wave. This motion here, a waving motion. Right? So it comes back with the shoulder, comes back with the hip. This hand here simply just comes across and just goes to protect. Okay, and this is our Junjul of Maya move. So from the Chumbi stance. Okay, so from here, turn, in, good, and then reset. Lovely. It's all about just see the little motion of the hip, wind it up, pull it back. 2, sit, excellent, and then back up. 10. Good. So again, it's just think of from the side view. Think of it as crossing. Just trying to do the best view actually. From here, yeah. It's crossing this way. Okay. That's yeah. One more. Yes, across. Lovely. Now from here, try to go to the leg side. Okay. It is cross leg stance. All right, you go back up to the hand sir. Okay. And it's a double open hand strike. This way. A bit like an Egyptian. Okay, so from this position, open. 2. we're going to step back with our left leg, all right, from here, and we're going to do a right hand, a left arm strike. So from here, left leg, left arm, 2. Good. In this position, uppercut strike, and then kick and foot down. Okay, and then bar. And that is your 3-step number 7. You play 3-step number 7. So let's go back one more time again. So from this position, okay, to the hips, one on top of the other. So just think of crossing here to here, that motion there, crossing, and stepping. Okay. In, good. Step back, 2, extend. Left foot, left arm, set. This way. Good. And again, uppercut strike. Uppercut strike. And then kick. Foot comes down. Right. Let's give you a little bit more detail on the uppercut strike and what we do with the thing. Go back down to the leg side. Okay. So we're in this position of we're here in this long stance. What we're going to have to do from here is kind of sit back and rock our weight back this way. See, we're kind of pulling this lead hip in. All right. So from here, and then kind of extend. This hip comes back, and this hip comes in. So from here, lift, and in motion. You see how the body kind of contracts as we do the motion. All right. So from the other view, when we're in this position, okay, lifting, and then this way, hip in, arm up. Okay, and that's the uppercut strike. Okay, thank you, sir. So let's work on stepping back. We'll get to this movement here. Okay, so truly, a little bit low, so can we just okay, so first position to the side. In, yeah, 2, back out, 10. So lift, strike, lovely, and then kick, and back down. So because the hip is already in, it's a case of just lifting it up and then just flicking it out. Right? It's not like a push kick or a thrust kick. It's a snap kick. Okay. Because of the very nature of the uppercut. So if I could borrow a second, uppercuts are thrown from a very close range. So when we do the uppercut here, okay, we haven't got the space to thrust kick or push kick in. So let's see that. See that way? Yeah. So I'm hitting here. So all I can do is kick the groin there. Or, yeah, just a groin kick. So it doesn't have to be an up chinuggy. It is literally from there, bang, kick, straight to the groin. And it also, the inside of the legs is the other place you can kick as well, with the ball of the foot. Even to the thigh is another way you can use this as well. So the snap kicks are most effective to here, also to the inside of the knee here, because they're quite quick. A quick jab to the body. Let's do it a couple more times. So for the tribute position. Okay. Right, left arm on top. Okay. In. 2. Set. In. Yeah. Shoot. Strike. That's shoot. Kick. When we finish, still in this position. Okay. Now the uppercut is like a long uppercut. So some uppercuts come up. If you see boxers, they tend to throw them up. Some uppercuts come forwards. Right. In a lot of the Naihanchi forms, when you see these movements here, in the traditional styles, they're thrown like this, like a long uppercut. So this is a really, really good move. I could work for a second for striking. So if I just turn you this way, okay. So if we, for instance, we clash arms here, okay. What I can do is I can pull his arm down, pull him in, as I pull my leg up, and then strike here. So again. What I'm using is I'm pulling him in here, and then long uppercut, and then kick to the inside of the leg if you need to. Okay? So that's why from here, we just, well, okay, hopefully that makes sense why this arm comes down, and this arm comes up, because you're putting the guard down, and you're striking the uppercut. So you have, that's why the hand is there, and not there. Okay? One more time, let's do the ginger move. And then we'll move on. Okay, so, In. 2. In. Nice and straight. Set. Up. In. Shoot. Strike. That's shoot. Finish. Shoot. Excellent. Okay, so, I want to cover pianida just a little bit today, just to go through that form. There's 2 ways you can do this. I've seen it done, the first move done this way. I've seen it done this way. I think it's, this is what this says. Is that correct, yeah?
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what, so what we'll do is we'll teach it from here. We'll just come up straight away with that move there. So I think that's the way it's going to be. I was taught this, but I think this is now the way that we do it. Okay? So what we'll do is we'll go to Chumbi stance. Okay? Both hands to the right hip. We're going to step in. Okay. Now we're going to cover arm down to the hip, pulling, 2, uppercut strike, extend, strike, set. Both hands to the left hip, lift up, down to the hip, 2, uppercut strike, set. Step, and put there. Think about hadanmaki as you side kick. 1, hands to the hip, chundan, sudomaki, chundan, sudomaki. 2, step, 1, step 2. Kwansu konga is our last technique. Step, looking over our back shoulder, turning, chundan, sudomaki. Stepping, twisting 45 degrees, chundan, sudomaki. Over the right shoulder, in, good, 45, 2. Left foot steps, right hand blocks. 3 moves, front kick with the right leg, punch with the left hand, block with the left hand. Kick, left punch, left inside out. Good. Left kick, right punch. 2. Step forward, double middle defense. Chundan Sansuma. Next 2 moves, turning, hadanmaki, chundan suma. 1, 2. Step 45 degrees, high defense. 2. 1, 2. 45. 2. So, let's work on a little bit of conditioning. So again, what I've been looking at a lot to do with strength and conditioning for Soo Bahk Do in particular. A lot of times with some of the techniques that we perform are very difficult. And so what's happened over time is the techniques have been simplified from the old way because the strength and conditioning element of the style is not really as apparent. If you train with my instructor, which you did, Sam, as well, we did a lot of strength and conditioning with him to get our bodies quite strong. I kind of want to bring that back into the classes as well, because I think you'll be able to perform your Hyung much better. You have the strength to leap off the floor, have the strength to do some of these dynamic moves in these higher forms, because the body is already conditioned to do that. So we started working on roundhouse kicks. We'll continue to just work on a few techniques to help with that strength. So we'll start with side roundhouse kick position. Just do some up downs. Okay, we'll just do 10 up downs to start with. So we're going to good, set, yeah, that's it, good, go, up, go. This time we're going to put 1 up and hold for 10 seconds. So, good, set, yeah, that's it, yes, good, go, up, go, and change slightly as well. So we'll do 10 up downs and we'll do 10 seconds of that dynamic stretching. This position, 1, 2, set, yeah, that's it, yes, you, go, up, go, hold, 1, 2, set, yeah, that's it, yes, you, go, up, Okay, rotate hips. Do, set, neck change. That's yes. Good. So chamber up downs on all these. So we're going to do chamber position. It's going to go up and down this way 10 times. Okay. So the idea is to stretch the lead hip, but also to stretch the muscles on the inside of the leg as well. Sometimes when you do these Yuk Ro forms, you're in that position, you've got to jump and do an outside in kick, and it's quite difficult if your hips are quite tight. Okay, so again, get the knee up and down 10 times. Hana, do, set, yeah, yasa, yo, hop, yo. Okay, so this time, 10 seconds, you're going to squeeze your knee as hard as you can towards the ceiling. Okay, really go for that stretch as much as you can. You'll find that the muscles around here are going to start tensing, which again, these muscles are going to go shorter as you extend this leg, so they need to be stretched while they're in that contracted position to allow your hips to open, if that makes sense. Okay, so from the chamber position, knee up, push it up, hand, do, set, neck, yasa, ilga, yada, hop, you feel it right in here, hopefully. So, you feel it in there? Yes. Good. Okay, so this time we're going to 10 up and downs, just to warm the hips up. Always warm them up before we try this type of stretching. We're going to push that knee all the way up to the ceiling. So, in this position, so hana, do, set, neck, yasa, ilga, yada, hop. We're going to push, hana, do, set, neck, yasa, ilga, yada, hop. Yeah, and down. Rotate your hips. Hana, do, set, neck, change, yasa, ilga. So it doesn't look like you're doing a lot, but there's a lot going on around here that kind of needs stretching. Okay, front kick holds. So we're going to hold for 10 seconds, just in this up chinagi position. We're going to try to extend the hip forward and make our leg as heavy as we can. Okay, and we'll just work on that technique for 10 seconds. Okay, so knee up, and then hold, hana, do, set, neck, yasa, ilga, yada, hop, yo, relax. Okay, so for the next set, we're going to do the same again. We're going to push up as hard as we can. So we can start low, we can push up, and really, you don't have to extend our hip. Just lift it up towards the ceiling. You'll find a stretch right on your tops of your thigh muscles here, which is important for that thrusting motion of the hip when you do a front kick anyway. Okay, so hip up, hana, do, set, neck, yasa, ilga, yada, hop, yo, and relax. Okay, so the first one is extended, the second one is hip in. So again, we'll extend this one, we'll hold it out just for the quad muscles. The second stretch is for the hip flexors. Okay, and out, hana, do, set, neck, yasa, ilga, yada, and relax. Okay, this time, hip is in, we're going to raise it up to the ceiling. Okay, and hana, do, set, neck, yasa, ilga, yada, hop, yada, relax. Good, and just rotate your hips to the left, and across to the right. Okay, so, you sit down on the floor. So, we're just going to do these sort of stretches here. Okay, so a lot of times when we do these stretches in class, when we're leaning back and we're going up and down, we're not really hitting the tummy as effectively as we can because we're leaning back, we're working on the lower back. If you sit upright like this, and you just do this, you can feel it right on your abs. So you're working just one area, which is kind of what we want to do for this particular drill. So with the hands to the side, we're just going to go up and down, not moving our back, with just a small motion for 10 repetitions. Okay, so hands by your side, legs up, and hana, do, set, neck, yasa, ilga, yada, hop, yada. It's such a small movement, but you feel it on the tops of your legs. You also feel it right on your tummy muscles. I'll get one chop up. We're going to finish with a little stretch. Okay, so we're going to try and get into a deep squat. What I mean by a deep squat is sitting down and just going down as low as you can and just holding that position there. Okay, I'll get you guys to sit down. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Up. Up. Good. So, stretch out. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Yep. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. So this is flushed up here. 2 seconds, guys. Set. Again. Yep. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Knee down. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. Yeah. See. Arm across the chest. Stretching the shoulders. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Behind your head. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. To the side. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. 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 Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. So we do one more stretch, which is to open our backs out. So you think of pole walking, done pole walking before. Okay. We're just going to open out the back. You see how the back extends. So you feel the stretch right across your shoulder blades, right across your lower back. In this position, push up. Good. Set. Neck. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Excellent. Well done today. Excellent, Carter. Jump. Up. Good job, everyone. Well done.